Okay, week 2 of fall anime. The shows are continuing, kind of more expositions, more story explanations. Feels really good and really chill. The stories are so nice. And yeah, I'll just talk about what shows I've watched this week, the ones that stood out. And yeah, let's get into it. Starting off with Chainsaw Man episode 2, we kind of continue off Denji's wild ride. He is the Chainsaw Man. So he killed the zombie devil last time. We see Makima hugging him. So yeah, her name is Makima, confirmed. She talks to Denji about it. So they're in the limo together. They're gonna get breakfast. The problem is, Makima, she's not that nice. She's not like your average waifu. So yeah, she's very manipulative. She's talking to Denji like, okay, you're my dog. This is his only life that he knows, so he has to go with it. He agrees because Makima's hot, of course. But yeah, she's just so creepy, it feels like. So Denji realizes that, like the fact that Makima basically forced him to be her dog. Like he's like, okay, Makima's kind of evil. But then Makima's actually like a little bit nice to him. The first person in Denji's life that shows him some kindness. So yeah, I don't blame Denji for simping for her. He's emotionally stunted. So and he kind of faints because he's running out of blood. We realize that using his chainsaw powers makes him lose blood, so yeah, he needs food or blood to kind of replenish. They eat some udon for breakfast. Pretty cute. Denji has her feed him, and yo, my man is living the life. And then Makima actually hits him with the line, yo, I'm into dudes that are like you, Denji. And then Denji's like, yo, I have a chance. So let me just follow Makima. And then now we get to his real job. So yeah, Makima's part of the public safety group of the devil hunters in Tokyo. So there's like different types of devil hunters, but public safety seems to be like a good government type of job. The thing is, Denji, he's kind of different. He's kind of like a combination. There's not really any recorded cases like him. So I guess that's why Makima has him work as a devil hunter. There, he teams up with Aki. So yeah, we meet Aki, first new character out here. So he has black hair, a top knot, an edgy sword. He has the drip with his suit. Oh, all these devil hunters are wearing kind of like Tokyo Ghoul level drip. Just like suits and ties, very professional attire. And Aki's kind of like your standard black-haired rival shonen character. He doesn't like Denji immediately. When they're kind of tasked to go on patrol together, Aki just takes him to the alleyway. He punches Denji because he's like, Denji, you're not being serious enough. And then yeah, if you're not serious, then you're gonna die in this job. If you're just here just to get with Makima, like, bro, quit immediately. And then yeah, he punches Denji, throws a cigarette at him, spits on him, and just like walks away. And he's like, okay, I better not see you come in next time. And then Denji, what does he do, bro? You can't just beat the main character up like that. He gets up immediately, kicks Aki in the balls. So yeah, Aki was beating him up. Now it's Denji's turn. It was pretty funny. You would think Aki would be like some badass untouchable dude, but not. Denji kind of fights him easily. He kicks him in the nuts because when he fights dudes, it's nuts or nothing. And yeah, that's the great equalizer. Aki gets kind of knocked out, and then they kind of drag each other back to Makima's office. He's like, the nut devil got him. So they're kind of joking around a bit, even though they hate each other. And then Makima's like, yeah, this is the perfect group for you, Denji. We get a lot of like kind of story points, world building in this episode. So yeah, these devil hunting units, Aki's unit is kind of special because there's a lot of weirdos in it. So it's kind of like an experimental group. If they kind of fail and don't get results though, yo, Denji's life is on the line, because if he tries to run away or he doesn't do anything, then he's gonna die. So Denji's basically forced to work here forever. Makima's the manipulative boss, but she's also teasing him the right amount. She kind of ties his tie, hits him with that sweet, smooth honey as she's talking. And yeah, this is Denji's life now. He's also living with Aki, so he gets an upgrade to his apartment, and he's talking with Pochita. Yo, I kind of fulfilled my dream, no? He's eating his toast with jam, he's taking showers, he's sleeping in a bed. It's so nice. It's funny to see Aki's reaction as Denji's just like making a mess out of the place. But then an emotional scene happens when Aki and Denji fight a fiend. So it's like this random grasshopper fiend. We realize that fiends are devils that possess a human body. So it's not like Denji, it's more of like, it's the body is dead and the fiend has full control. And fiends also have like characteristic like features on their face. Yeah, Denji's kind of like a combination, so he's not really a fiend. But then yeah, when he kills the fiend, he doesn't use his chainsaw powers. Aki is like, why'd you do that? And Denji's like, I didn't really want to make him suffer. I just wanted a quick, clean kill. Maybe I could be friends with fiends. Foreshadowing. But yeah, Aki gives him kind of a hard time about it. He's like, you gotta make fiends and devils suffer. They're not good. Also, yeah, he sees that Aki has a dream about revenge. He sees the police officers downstairs. They all like want to protect their families and stuff. And Denji's like, yeah, I accomplished all my dreams. I'm like living good. I get to hang out with Makima. What else is there to accomplish? I just like reached the top of my ladder. So yeah, there's one more thing. Boobs. Because there's like, he secured the porn in this devil's apartment. Okay, why don't I grab some boobs? That was something I thought I could never do. He doesn't want to be the Hokage. He doesn't want to be the strongest man in the world. He just wants to grab some titties. So he's like, if I work hard, impress Makima, maybe I could get close to her. Just as that happens, Makima introduces a third member of the party. It's Power! Although her personality might be very unexpected because she's batshit crazy. She got these little devil horns, looking like upgraded 02, and we don't really know what she's the devil of yet, but she seems to be obsessed with blood, so it might be blood related. And basically Power and Denji go on a patrol together. Nothing major really happened on patrol. It's kind of boring because like Power's blood, it kind of scares all the other devils. But then she smells something a little while away. It's a sea cucumber devil. So Power just doing some rooftop parkour, doing somersaults through buildings. The animation here was so nice. So this episode, not too many fights. They actually cut like the muscle devil fight scene, but the animation, the art style, the music, it all flowed pretty well. So yeah, Power parkouring through the roofs, summoning a big giant hammer, and smashing the sea cucumber devil right on the street. And she's covered in blood and slime and just laughing. So yeah, love the ending here, just Power being batshit crazy. Her voice actress is really nice, Ai Farouz. She's also the voice of Jolene. Her range is like pretty insane over here. So yeah, just like her shrieking, her laughing, like Power's voice is perfect here. And we end the anime there. Also, we watched a new ED, so each episode's gonna have a new ending. This one had Denji, Power, and Aki, as well as Makima just like kind of chilling. So yeah, finally the squad is together. I'm definitely excited to continue this anime. The quality's insane. Hopefully the episode 1 doubters on the CGI are gone. But yeah, more cool fight scenes coming up. Love these character building episodes. Pacing's going pretty fast, so yeah, they're trying to fit in a lot of content. Let's get it. Okay, so for Renai Flops episode 1, also known as Love Flops, this is a harem show. The girls are just throwing themselves at the main character one day. He just got blessed, but it's also kind of like unlucky because they're all like sexually assaulting him and slapping him. They think he's some kind of pervert. There's so many misunderstandings. It's so tropey. But also it's pretty funny. I saw the trailer for this show earlier and now I'm excited to like kind of watch the first episode. It's pretty funny, but also very trash. Do not recommend it, but I'm kind of curious how far this harem will develop. So this is what happens. Our main character, his name is Asahi. He's your average high school dude, you know, kind of blue spiky hair, just living his life. So he goes to school in the morning one day, but before he goes, he sees on TV it's saying, oh, it's your lucky day. You're gonna have 5 miracle encounters. And they're gonna be like in the corner, in the train station, on the staircase, in the park, you know, some random stuff. So he doesn't really take it seriously, but okay, so he goes out to school. You know, what could go wrong? Well, he meets 5 different girls on his way to school. Each of them just literally throwing the pussy at him. Like, he cannot avoid it. So many misunderstandings. So let's go down the list of girls he meets one at a time. So our first one, her name is Aoi. So she has like glasses, kind of long purple hair. She seems a bit normal, a bit nerdy, and then yeah, she's running to school with toast in her mouth. So yeah, they bump into each other in the corner. So yeah, one of the predictions was corner, so the first girl he meets there, and then they kind of bump into each other. She kind of lands on top of him, and then she kind of like flashes her panties a bit, so she kind of stands back up and uncovers her skirt. So then, you know, they understand that it's a misunderstanding, it's no big deal, so they go back on their way to school. The thing is, she actually dropped her panties, like they kind of fell off randomly. So anime physics, this dude takes them in his hand and he's like, oh, I gotta return it to her. So yeah, first situation down, the rest of them go like just as well as you expect. So yeah, second girl he meets is Karen. He meets her on like the staircase when he's going down the train station, and then she kind of like jumps on him. She literally like wraps her legs on his head. This is like literally throwing the pussy at him, and then she kind of like tackles him. So she blames him. She thinks he's the aggressor, but this dude's actually being sexually assaulted by her. But I mean, who cares? Anime bullshit. She kind of punches him in the dick and runs away and calls him a pervert. But I do like her the best out of all of the girls. Her design is kind of cute and her voice acting was nice. So yeah, Karen is the second girl. Third girl, so my dude, he goes on the train. The train is empty. Okay, he's blessed. Nothing bad will happen this time. But no, when the train doors were about to close, this other girl comes in, Mangfa. She has green hair, and then she sits next to the dude. The train is empty, but she apparently sits next to him. We realize that she's like kind of half asleep, basically. She's like leaning on him, just like putting her titties on his arm. And then he tries to push her off a bit. But then, like, anime hijinks again, and then he actually lands on top of her and gropes her. So then she wakes up and then kicks him in the head, but she misses, so she kicks the subway pole. And then, yeah, he kind of just runs away at the next stop. She's still half awake, so she doesn't really recognize him, but yeah, okay, third girl down. Fourth girl is this girl, Amelia. She has red hair, and then just, like, kind of cleaning robot is chasing after her in the park. So, yeah, also, a little bit of background. It's kind of, like, in a futuristic world. There's a lot of, like, kind of robots and, like, automated AI stuff. So that's just a random, like, world-building detail right there. And he meets the final girl, which is actually a dude. So it's this short, white-haired dude named Ilya, and then he's getting fucked by a dog. Yeah, there's fucking bestiality in this anime. anime. If you didn't think the big titties and like the harem tropiness was enough. Oh yeah, there's this dog bestiality scene, which was like whatever. The dog is kind of dry humping Ilya, and then he asks Asahi for help. Asahi just like backs away, doesn't help. But then the dog gets his scent and then chases after Asahi, and Asahi gets molested instead by the dog. So basically, after this eventful commute to school, he goes to his classroom. He's a little late, so he kind of sneaks in. He sits in a corner, of course, and then he realizes that all 5 of these girls are transfers. So 4 of the girls are transfer students that sit right next to him, and the 5th girl is their new teacher. It's kind of like a transfer substitute teacher, so it's like the girl with the green hair, and they kind of just like slap him once they recognize who he is. But then they kind of talk to him, and then they realize it's all a misunderstanding, so they all become friends, quote unquote friends. And then yeah, each of the girls from like a different country as well, so it's kind of like who asked. But yeah, Aoi's Japanese, Mangfa the teacher, she's Chinese, Karen, she's German, Ilya, she's Russian, and Amelia, she's American. My dude Asahi got 5 different girls from 5 different area codes. He's literally out here doing harem shit. And then, yeah, he apologizes to all the girls. They kind of forgive him. But then the last girl, Aoi, he still has her panties. So she actually writes a love letter to him, asking him to meet her outside the Sakura Blossom inside of the school. So then he goes there, and it's the classic love confession scene. She literally just confesses her love to him. She's like, I love you. And then the wind blows and her skirt kind of like flies up, and she's not wearing panties, so you just see like the raw kind of vagina shot. Very degenerate, but it's also censored. There's nothing like, there's no kind of hentai in the show. It's more of like an ecchi type of thing. But yeah, this fan service harem show, I don't know what to expect. These 5 girls seem to be into him already. So yeah, he gets a good relationship with them going so far. I do not recommend this show again. You know, I'm not going to recommend this, but it is pretty funny. So I might keep watching until it gets boring. All right, and now for Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, episode 3. Really love this episode. You know, the stories going places are kind of one-upping themselves each episode. Just feels so good to watch. So over here, we see Suletta. She's kind of freed from being captive. And then it's under one condition. So her match with Guel, her duel, that got invalidated basically, but she can still use her Gundam, or her aerial in this case. It's not a Gundam. And we see Suletta's mom actually like convincing the whole board. But yeah, the main thing that happens, since the results of the duel were invalidated, they just gotta duel again, do it again. So yeah, it's Suletta, they're wagering Miorine again. So like the same kind of odds are here, and if Suletta loses, she has to leave the school. So then yeah, we see her and Guel talking, Suletta kind of like casually insulting him unintentionally, and then yeah, just like go inside the dueling committee. We see them like agreeing to everything, so they don't really hate each other. They have kind of mutual respect, but Suletta's like a bit scared of him. And Guel, like his dad, also helps him on everything, so he gives him like a buffed up new aerial suit called Daryl Blade, which is kind of like the same kind of red armor. So yeah, basically they have to do the duel again. But like yeah, if you're watching the anime, you have Suletta beat her no problem first time. Second time shouldn't be any difference. But yeah, in any case, when the match starts, yeah, there's some difficulties happening. So Guel, he starts off his suit, he fights with the big lance, and Suletta fights with a lot of guns, and she also has a sword. So then the problem is Guel's suit gets too hot, so it starts activating the sprinkler system, and water actually nullifies the aerial cannons, so Suletta can't shoot long range. So Guel's kind of overwhelming her short range. So it's funny, Guel's suit is releasing that much heat. Is it powered by a 4090 or something? Guel has that new tech. But no, we see that Guel's dad actually is breaking some things. So there's some girls that are like kind of on the sprinkler system. So Miorine actually comes in and tries to help. She actually goes inside, turns off the sprinklers, and now it's like a kind of fair fight again. So even though Suletta got her powers back, she can finally shoot her lasers. It's still like pretty close. Guel has like appendages that can shoot out, so he's kind of grabbing Suletta. They're just like flying through the air, shooting their things, slashing each other, putting up barriers, and it finally ends with Suletta kind of grabbing onto Guel and kind of clotheslining his head, tackling him. And yeah, once you break the antenna in the head, you win the duel. So yeah, Suletta wins again, fair and square, same deal. So Guel has to apologize to Miorine. The thing is, as they kind of exit their mobile suits, Guel, he goes on his knees, he grabs Suletta's hand, and he's like, will you marry me? Yeah, so he confesses to Suletta. Bro, she does not have one girlfriend, she has this whole harem with her, 2 people that are like set to marry her now. So yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. Suletta with her confused face at the end. This anime's doing really well as a mecha series. Fights are interesting, the characters are funny, and we'll see what more is gonna happen as Suletta's just expanding her harem as the story goes on. Okay, so for Akiba Maid War episode 2, yeah, we keep going with the same violent maid energy. We're basically solving all our problems with guns. If you thought the first episode was crazy, popped off, the second one went really hard as well. So we start off with the boss of the Maid Cafe. So she needs more money because she's in debt to like Yakuza or something. So when she goes, tries to get like a len from a loan shark, and then he's like, okay, yeah, I got you, but you got to give up something as collateral. So she has her Maid Cafe, it's a pigsty, as the collateral. So it isn't too bad. As long as you pay back the loan, then they won't take your Maid Cafe. But she needs a bit more money. So she asks the loan shark, oh, why don't you check out the Maid Casino? Because there you can double your money easily. Yo, easy, free money. So then the shady part is that he runs the Maid Casino. And yeah, obviously casinos themselves are kind of rigged on, like, you're not going to get 50-50 odds. And this is a shady Maid Casino in the 1990s. Of course, they're rigging some shit. So yeah, of course she loses all her money. And then, yeah, the Maid Cafe is closing. She has to give it away to the Maid Casino. So yeah, that's pretty rough. Everyone's jobs, they're fired. Second episode, it's over. But no, they kind of like pool the money that they made today. And then they're like, okay, let's go back to the Maid Casino. Let's double down. And you try to make all the money back. So this is the one thing you shouldn't do. Just keep gambling. We see Nagumi, her first time, she does not know how to gamble, play poker or anything. There are slots, so she does the slot machines. Ranko's doing things. Yumichi seems kind of experienced in the underworld. So yeah, she's pretty confident. In the end, Nagumi actually makes the money back. So she wins from slots. But we see the dude is rigging the slots, the guy in the background. So he makes it so you win the first few times, so you get the adrenaline rush. But then the Tencho, the boss, she's like, okay, let's double down. Let's make double our money. And then they lose it all at the final bet. So that's pretty unfortunate. They lose all their money again. Now they have nothing else to gamble with, and they're left here with like negative income. Oh wait, there's one more thing you can gamble with. Your earnings, your life. So basically if you lose this gamble, it's basically a game of poker where you wager your life. You're basically kind of indebted to the Maid Casino, and you're not going to be working as a maid. You're going to be working as like some octopus fisherman. So yeah, just like slavery for the rest of your life. If you lose this poker game, that's pretty rough. Everyone loses at the end. So Nagumi loses, and then once they lose, they're kind of stuck in a cage. So then it's all up to Yumichi. Ranko gives her chips, and Yumichi seems pretty confident. So if you thought you expected a poker game out here, like, you know, Jotaro versus Darby, a lot of 200 IQ back and forth, no, that doesn't really go on. They're playing poker. It's obvious that the dealer is cheating. So she's kind of like dealing the second card instead of the top card. So she's kind of like rigging the thing. So then Yumichi calls her out on it, and then she's like, yeah, I see the gimmick. And then she still like goes all in on this, and she loses the gamble even after she calls her out on the cheating. So then yeah, all of the girls are in cages now, and now yeah, they're gonna get shipped off. Or are they? Because, you know, the solution to this problem, Ranko just kills everyone. She pulls out her gun like she did last episode, and then yeah, just shoots up the whole Maid Casino, kills the boss, kills all the other maids. All the other girls are kind of helping her out too. And yeah, we just wreak havoc, killing all these maids as we get away. We also see the panda. What's he doing? So he sneaks up on the maid kitchen. He takes like a gas stove, like he takes the pipe out of it. So that yeah, the most badass scene just happens right here as everyone's escaping. The dealer maid, she's still alive. She throws a grenade at Ranko as she's walking outside. Ranko turns around, catches it, says a cool ass one-liner, "Iterashai masu," throws it back at her. The whole Maid Casino explodes, and all our girls escape carefree. You know, problem solved. They go back to their Maid Cafe. So we're back to normal. We still don't have a lot of money, but every episode we're gonna go fucking around with some Maid Cafe. We're gonna be killing these people, shooting it up. Ranko has some kind of mission. But yeah, this really is a maid war out here. But yeah, they weren't joking with the title. This really is a maid war out here. I love the music, love the action scenes, and hopefully we see more of these fights as the anime continues. Okay, so for Spy Family Part 2, Episode 3. Yeah, this is kind of like the ending to the Dark arc. It was so cute. This whole kind of arc, like 3 episodes, very nice. Anya finally gets the big white fluffy dog. Before that happens, you know, there was still some like tension from last episode. So Lloyd, he kind of dressed up as the Prime Minister. He's getting chased by the bomb dog. So Lloyd, we saw, it was a cliffhanger. Did he shoot the dog? Did he murder the dog? No, he wouldn't do that. So he like has like kind of like stab-proof armor around his suit. So he gets bitten by the dog in his arm, cuts the bomb fest, and throws it into the ocean. He eats that shit. There's a big explosion, but yeah, no one got hurt because it went inside the water. And yeah, we kind of end it there. Lloyd saves the world again, and no war is happening yet. Also, after that, the owner of the dog, he kind of gets away. So Yor was actually on his tail. So he's kind of driving his car. Yor sees him. She jumps down a bridge, kicks the car. Literally, how strong is Yor? We got to put some power scaling on her, but basically she kicks the car, and then it kind of launches back into the sidewalk. And then the dude gets subdued. Yor calls the police, and she also saved the world in her own way. And And then Anya's like proud that she helped save her dad from not dying from the bomb. So all three of the members of her spy family, they basically did their own thing in this episode to kind of like help each other. And yeah, we're kind of like doing our mission for world peace. It's going pretty well so far. Anya also gets to adopt the big fluffy dog. First, the parents are kind of like, no, it's a bit dangerous. Like, you know, it's part of the terrorist organization. They did experiments on it. But then Anya kind of cries and begs. She says she's going to be a bad girl if she doesn't get the dog. So yeah, the spy organization, they kind of give in. First, they do some like tests on the dog before giving it to Anya. But yeah, she finally gets a dog. So yeah, he joins the team, the family, mind-reading dog. So cool. So yeah, they go play around and everything. They go to the dog park and stuff. The issue comes when she thinks like, oh, wait, maybe I could talk to Damien. We both have dogs, so it's like a shared conversation topic. But Anya doesn't know how to bring it up. She talks to Damien and she's like, yo, I have a dog. And then he's like, okay, so yeah, she's not really good at like starting conversations like that. She's just like so one-track minded. And then like Damien kind of sees that he hurt her feelings, so he like tries to extend the conversation. He's like, okay, what kind of dog is it? What's its name? And Anya doesn't know the name because she didn't name the dog. She just calls it Inu-san. So okay, we're on a mission to name the dog. After a few days of contemplating, she still can't find a name, but then, you know, she realizes in her Bond cartoons the dog is like Bond Man. So what if she called the dog Bond? Okay, it's not that creative, but I guess it's kind of fitting, you know, big dog, white, fluffy, strong, protective. So yeah, Bond the dog joins the family. Still no world peace accomplished with Damien, but yeah, the anime continues. Very cute episode, and we're kind of like entering some new arcs now. So yeah, these first 3 episodes were really nice to watch, and I'm excited to get more spy families, see where they're going to go next, if we're going to meet new characters and stuff. Yeah, I guess we'll see in the future. Okay, so for Bocchi the Rock, episode 2. Yeah, Bocchi's trying to make more progress. She joined the band last episode. They played their first gig. It was not that good, but it can only go up from here. So yeah, they kind of like meet up the next day. Bocchi's just sitting outside the Starry Cafe. She does not want to go inside because she's by herself. If she goes inside, she might not fit in. So she's just pacing outside the entrance, not going inside. And then the other girls, Nijika and Ryo, come in, and they're just like watching her, just like having a mental breakdown. And then Ryo's just like, oh, can we watch more for longer? So yeah, it's just like funny seeing like Bocchi interact with everyone in the world. In this episode, all the girls kind of talk about the band. They don't really have anything relatable to talk about since they just met each other. So then Nijika has this icebreaker dice. You basically roll it, and then it'll give you like a conversation topic when it rolls. It's all about school, life, music, and then like Bocchi just like feels depressed about everything. So she's like, yeah, I never made friends in school after 9 years. I hate listening to happy, upbeat music. I can't relate to it. So yeah, Bocchi just showing her cloud of anxiety out here. But yeah, they finally get to talking about they need another band member because they need someone that can sing. And yeah, Nichika's not good at singing. Ryo, she's like the opposite, just kind of too confident. And then Bocchi, she's just too shy. So yeah, none of them can really sing too well, I guess. Like Bocchi can probably sing, but you know, not in front of people. So yeah, they're planning on getting a 4th member. We see a 4th girl in the OP with red hair, and then she goes to Bocchi's school. So yeah, we'll probably see them interact next episode maybe. But after that, they also tell Bocchi about the ticket selling process. So basically, if you perform in a gig, you have to sell tickets. And if you don't sell enough tickets, then you have to pay the difference out of pocket. So you're basically losing money most of the time. So the thing is, they're like, okay, if we gotta pay money, let's get a job. So yeah, Bocchi just gets so stressed at this. A job? I can't talk to people. Like if I do customer service, bro, that shit's gonna be too hard. And then yeah, just her anxiety flares up again. Then Nichika's like, oh no, chill, it's not that kind of job. You could work inside the Starry Cafe. So like the music club, just like, you know, clean tables, serve drinks, stuff like that. Just like low key. You don't have to like put yourself out there too much. Bocchi is still like so stressed. So the next day she has to go start her first day of work. But this is what she does. She wants to avoid it as much as possible. So she tries to get sick instead. So yeah, Bocchi just takes a bath with like ice cold water, just sits in that shit for 30 minutes. And then after that, she just like turns the fan on, just like starts getting cold and everything. But no, the next day she did not get sick. Curse her perfect health. It's too OP. So yeah, she goes to work next day. It is pretty easy though. We see the manager, Seika, who's kind of the owner of the music club, and she's actually Nijika's older sister, so that's kind of interesting, another character. And she sees that Bocchi actually has like really good talent. So yeah, it's only a matter of time before Bocchi's musical skills come through. But yeah, but they're basically working. It's pretty easy so far, but yeah, Bocchi's just like still stressed out. And then when she's serving drinks when the club opens, bro, that shit, it's over. She can serve the drinks, but she can't look anyone in the eye. She has to just hide each time. And then Bocchi realizes that she has to kind of like break out of her shell, at least try to like start somewhere, because if she keeps avoiding people, like the people come here for passion and music, she has to make them feel good. So then Bocchi serves her first drink while staring someone in the eye. So she made one small step. It's pretty big progress though, because she actually got a real job now. So yeah, she's slowly breaking out of her shell. We need a 4th band member soon. And yeah, that's it for this episode. Very cute. We'll see Bocchi go through more funny adventures next week. Okay, so for the Eminence and Shadow, episode 2. So wow, this anime, it's an isekai. So last episode we saw the main character Kageno, he got hit by a car while he was trying to like search for power. He needs more power. So we don't really see how he got hit by a car, like what happened, but yeah, he just got isekai'd. I think in the light novels they give in more detail on like what happened before he died. But yeah, here he just resurrects as a baby inside like this fantasy world. He's part of like this kind of caring family, but just like Rudius in Mushoku Tensei, he has memories of his past life. So even though he's a baby, he's like kind of smarter. So yeah, he has pretty good combat capabilities and he's living his life in this isekai world. So his parents, they're kind of like dark knights and they're like raising people to be dark knights. So he's kind of like training and fighting. The thing is, he's not our strong isekai protagonist. His sister is. So we see that he has a sister named Claire and she's actually the really strong one. So then yeah, our main dude, his name is Sid, and then Claire is the other girl. But Sid is like content on being the background character. He likes to live in the shadows. So we see as he's just training, Claire's just like one-upping him. At night, he just goes around killing people, bandits and stuff. He has kind of like slime weapons that make him durable. He can also do magic, so throw fire and shit. But then one day on one of his adventures, he sees that there's this slime that's locked in a cage. So he takes the slime with him and does experiments on it. Like he just like blasts it with magic every day. And then eventually it turns into a girl. It's like this girl with elf ears and blonde hair. Her name is Alpha. First girl, I guess, Alpha. And he kind of scams her. So he basically like gives her a fake backstory on how you got turned into a slime by like the Diabolos clan or something. They're basically like these evil people working in the shadows. I'm gonna kill them. Why don't you join me? I'm gonna become the Eminence in Shadow. So yeah, he's basically making a harem of girls and scams them. Alpha's the first girl, but then eventually as they grow up, he gets Beta, Gamma, Delta, I don't know. Yeah, he has 6 girls with him so far. They're basically working as maids in his mansion, but then at nighttime they kind of go around, kind of fight things. So that it's pretty funny so far, you know, just like funny isekai setup. Our main character is just like lucking into things. He's just bullshitting his way as he goes on. But yeah, the main story beat happens when his sister Claire, she's about to go to this prestigious magical academy, and then yeah, she gets kidnapped. So Sid, he comes in, all his girls out there trying to rescue her. They luckily track down where she's being taken. Sid kind of fucks everyone up, and then he rescues his sister. We see that his sister actually cares for him a lot. And then yeah, Sid is out here doing his thing. This anime, it's definitely an isekai, so yeah, our main character is just doing things, bullshitting his way through, and it seems to be working out for him. So yeah, there's some theories, maybe his skill is like luck, but yeah, we just got to see as the anime continues. In this episode, it's kind of like a cliffhanger at the end where all the girls, once his sister left to the magic academy, they're like, oh, we have to go to master. So what does that mean? Are they leaving him? Well, probably not. It's probably just like some misunderstanding. So I guess we'll see what's gonna happen as we kind of continue the story. Okay, so for Blue Lock episode 2, we're kind of making more progress. So last episode we saw Isagi. He kind of like yeeted the ball, kicked it into Kira's head. They were friends. They were so friendly to each other, but now, bro, he's out. He got kicked out of Blue Lock. And then he kind of argues with Ego, who's like watching them through the camera. He's kind of directing everything. He's like, bro, this is a game of tag. It's not gonna prove anything about soccer. Like, what's the point of this? That's not fair. And then Ego kind of calls him out on it. So he gives them the anime logic. This really isn't like super realistic if you're into soccer, but basically he's like, there was still 1 second left on the clock. But when you got hit, you just admitted defeat and you didn't like pursue anyone. Because then the other dude who hurt his ankle, he was still on the floor. So you could have turned around in that 1 second and kicked it back at him. So the fact that Kira kind of fumbled the bag right here, he has no kind of hopes and dreams of becoming a soccer pro anymore. He's kind of banned from being a part of Japanese soccer, so his future is kind of sad so far. He gets so angry, he puts on like this psychotic angry face, looks at Isagi and is like, I'm out of here. This might be his whole villain origin story. We'll have to see. But yeah, after that, they're just like doing things inside the Blue Lock facility. They're doing trainings. They're kind of explaining how things work, this like kind of prison system. So basically you have rankings, and then depending on your ranking, you get better food, better meals. Also, they do training stuff like in the gym. Isagi realizes there's a lot more people out here that are like really brawlic and athletic and can jump really high. So yeah, you gotta like bring his A game if he wants to win Blue Lock. Also, after that, we see a new character. We saw him earlier. His name is Meguru. So basically, he has this dark shadow, this monster kind of following him, and it kind of like tells him how to play soccer. That's how he's kind of like so psychotic and like calm and carefree. He's just listening to the monster. So then he sees that Isagi also has the monster inside of him. So then Meguru kind of like becomes friends with Isagi because they can like relate to each other, I guess. So maybe this is good development from him. Like, it'll show how strong he can get at soccer, how much he can progress if he like harnesses the power of this monster. So yeah, we see a lot of other cool characters. There's basically 11 people in this Blue Lock team so far, and now we see that the teams are gonna face off against each other. The thing is, we have a team of 11 strikers. There's no defenders, no goalies, no power forwards, so they kind of have to even out the positions like that. It's pretty funny. And then there seems to be a soccer match coming up next episode already. But then after that, there's like a government announcement as well, because the soccer committee, they're like, yeah, you know, Japan's becoming kind of complacent in the World Cup. You know, it's like, it's not good enough just to show up and play defensive. We have to win. So yeah, there's like this passionate woman that's like running Blue Lock. It was her idea. So yeah, they do make an official announcement. It's not like these guys are in like some prison facility that are gonna die. So I like how they're announcing the lore of Blue Lock, telling us all what it's about, giving us more information on it. Also, after that, we see a new character. He seems to be a Japanese prodigy in the World Cup team. His name is Sai, but he kind of like regrets being part of Japan. He's like, I wish I was born in a different country, because he really wants to win the World Cup himself. And he takes an interest in Blue Lock. He's like, oh, let me see if there's any fools out here that might be strong enough to join the team. We'll see what happens, but this anime's doing really well in setting up the story so far. Okay, so for Mob Psycho 100 Season 3 Episode 2. So we get another school festival episode here. So yeah, Mob, he's part of the costume committee. So then, yeah, they don't really have good ideas for costumes. It's kind of like the rejects that are part of this committee. So even when he has his opinion to share, he's a background character, so he's not confident. So we're just going with white sheets because they're doing like a haunted house. And a Mob, it doesn't really like that because he thinks it's just too low effort. Everyone's working hard. So yeah, Mob has his own problem out here. After that, he goes visits Reagan. Reagan's with Serizawa, and there's also this yokai hunter with them. He's got to give him their backstory on like how he's fighting yokais his whole life. They're all really strong, and then tonight there's gonna be a place where there's like 100 yokais coming in. So yeah, it's like the night of 100 demons or something. He kind of pays Reagan a consultation fee, and yeah, you know, Reagan can't say no to money, so they go fight off the monsters. Mob is also here. He's trying to ask Reagan what he should do about school, but then as they're fighting yokais, Mob is literally just like one-shotting all these demons like too easy, and then he's also like contemplating, oh, what should I do, what should I do? But then once he defeats the yokai king, he sees its head. It's kind of like a cool scary decoration, so he's like, oh, why don't we make a yokai costume? So Mob is solving his own problems. Reagan kind of gets surprised because he's like, oh shit, Mob is growing as a character. So it's like very simple, but yeah, at the end of the school festival, we see that their haunted house, it was kind of controversial. It wasn't really like successful, but like they were proud that they put in the effort to make like this yokai monster. So yeah, these episodes are very nice. It's just like, okay, we're fighting, cool animation, like the fight scenes are insane and funny, music is good, but also like the story where we're seeing Mob just like character development in school is also like really welcome. Also, we see progress to Mob's explosion. He's around like 44% right now. So yeah, his school life, a lot of stuff is stressing him out. So yeah, that'll be hype when it happens for the first time this season. Okay, so for My Hero Academia Season 6 Episode 3. So yeah, the fight keeps continuing. We're kind of raiding the villain's hideout. We see all the heroes out here. Todoroki is like using his electric powers to subdue some people. There's some ninja heroes. We see Midnight with their powers. So yeah, all the characters are doing their thing. We see all the villains underground kind of worried, like, oh shit, the heroes are coming. They're like the whole squad of heroes, like literally everyone. What do we do? So we see there's some villains that might be kind of strong showing up, so there might be some crazy fights happening in the future. We don't have All Might to bail us out anymore. But in the villain headquarters, the big thing that happens, Hawks. So he's the betrayer. Twice got betrayed. He feels so bad. Twice got betrayed by a lot of people. It was Overhaul from like Season 3. Now it's his boy Hawks. This dude is broken. He's crying. You know, he was never in a good emotional state because his quirk was so crazy, but now he kind of like regrets everything. He doesn't want to kill him or anything. He's like, okay, if you surrender quietly, like you can rehabilitate. But yeah, Twice kind of like goes berserk. He just keeps summoning multiple clones, but they get progressively weaker, so Hawks just like stabs all of them with his feathers, and it seems to be over for Twice. It's just like such an emotional scene. But yeah, as that happens, Dabi comes in to save Twice. Well, he comes in to burn everything. So Hawks's feathers on his back are kind of burnt, but he kind of flies away. But yeah, just like a pretty tragic scene so far. I can't say goodbye to Toga anymore. All my friends, I betrayed them. So yeah, that stuff is happening. More villain setups. This is pretty much the most emotional part of the episode. I don't know if Twice died, but he actually meets up with Toga, and then he's like, this might be the last time I see you, as he kind of evaporates into mud. So I don't know if this is a mud clone where the original body is, but damn bro, this episode did a lot for like, you know, character moments, emotional moments. So I'm kind of curious to continue on with this fight. We see all the other heroes doing things, so yeah, it's gonna be a big juicy arc probably. Although I gotta say, Twice, you know, this dude was a pro hero, so like there was a high chance he was scamming you in the first place. Okay, so for Uzaki Wants to Hang Out Season 2 Episode 3. So it's kind of like a classic like school festival episode. It was a bit boring, but you know, whatever, what can you do? Over here it's kind of like a fortune telling thing. But yeah, before they do that, Sakura, he doesn't want to go to the school festival. He's like, yo, I gotta finish my backlog of games, you know, it's a perfect opportunity. So Uzaki sees that this dude is too lonely, so what if we go to the culture festival together? And then yeah, one of the other dudes, he kind of convinces them to go as well because you get prizes. So yeah, they're going to the culture festival. They're going through a lot of stands, spending money. It's all good, you know, classic dates. One big thing that happens is the fortune telling booth. Because here they give you accurate fortunes, but they're only for love. So not about future or money or happiness. It's about love. So that's a bit awkward. They kind of want to leave, but then the fortune tellers kind of force them to stay. And then the main girl fortune teller, she's like, your fortune is that you two are so compatible. I've never seen a couple so closely compatible like this before. It's literally like they were kind of written to be together. But yeah, they get kind of embarrassed, Uzaki and Sakurai. So yeah, that was kind of like the main thing in this episode. But yeah, stuff happens. You know, each episode's making the relationship closer than before. Uzaki still cooks for Sakurai and everything. So yeah, just another classic hangout episode in the end. And that's it for week 2 of fall anime. Thank you for watching. Really love these shows. Kind of like a chill week. Very exciting. And I really want to continue watching these animes. So yeah, please let me know what your favorite anime this week was.